Today's horoscope, Taurus October 5th, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. You're carrying yourself with dignity, and you enjoy a bit of attention and appreciation for your personality and finer traits today. With Venus in harmony with responsible Saturn, you might enjoy mature conversations and interactions at the moment. There can be subtle yet palpable advances in your social life if you focus on the things that matter the most. There can be an excellent sense of stability and faithfulness in love and friendship. Advice circulating today can be practical and useful. Today's energies are on the serious side, but in the most pleasant of ways. You may be taking relationships or pleasure a little more seriously, and it's a great time to bring a bit more order to these things. Showing affection through practical support is favored now. A lovely day for romantic commitments has arrived. As our goddess of love and beauty, Venus outreaches her hand to Saturn, the planet of longevity. It is the perfect time to make a promise that you'd like to keep, hopefully even forever. With Venus in your solar house of relationships and Saturn in your solar house of friendships, you may discuss with someone that makes you realize this person could be the one, especially if they have a more grounded nature or are a bit older and wiser. Online dating shines quite well for you today, so set a meeting with someone you've met through an app or your network and discuss where you see yourself in the coming months and years. A change in your professional community could impact your working relationships. As of right now, your alliances in your greater professional community are shifting. You could become closer to some connections and more distant with other work friends and colleagues. Each change will encourage you to be more mindful of who you invest your time, energy, and resources into, since Venus in Scorpio will trine Saturn retrograde in Pisces. You already intuitively know who could be an impactful working relationship long-term, so trust your gut feelings as your community continues to change. You may feel inclined to think twice during today's favorable transit. Remember that your emotions are not a static part of life, and no one should expect them to be. You don't always know what you want to do, and that's perfectly okay. Do not be rushed during this period of mild insecurity, for you hate to be misled. Instead, take the time to deliberately slow down your thinking process. Yoga or mediation are great ways to soothe your body, mind, and soul. Trying and slow, today's vibrations will make you advance unevenly today. You will have the impression of dragging yourself along and not be able to act, or will act badly. So, this is the moment to clear your mind and get the affairs on your desk in order. Then you will be able to think about other things and get a new tempo swinging. Why not start a new project? The moon remains in your work sector following yesterday's eclipsing new moon, just 5 days before it is set to turn retrograde. It forms a positive alignment with Jupiter in your income sector. While Jupiter may be slowing things down, he cannot halt the forward momentum created on both the income and job fronts. With Mercury entering his final 10 days in your work sector, poised to do the same next week, this enhances the partnership that Venus began to establish when she moved through your work sector last month. While Venus will remain in your relationship sector for another 2 weeks, with the Sun not returning until after she leaves, this is giving her time to put her stamp on things. Even Mercury, the planet of communication, is 10 days away from a chance to focus on getting the communication lines open. Instead, Venus is working her magic and focusing more on the what than the when, where, and how. Daily Planetary Overview. A deeply introspective energy begins to settle in as the moon transitions into Scorpio, a sign where it feels both intensely powerful and emotionally charged. The Scorpio moon brings with it a heightened sensitivity, a time when feelings are not just felt, but felt deeply, all at once. It may be challenging to let go of a strong emotion or a gut instinct that pulls you in a particular direction. Have you ever noticed how, when emotions run high, they seem to anchor you in place, making it difficult to walk away? During this transformative lunation, the call to retreat and reflect will likely feel irresistible. So, if you're feeling that urge to pause, to dive inward, listen to it. Take this moment to decompress, recharge, and process what's bubbling up beneath the surface. Today, as the energy intensifies, I encourage you to take a deep breath and remind yourself, no one is deliberately trying to push your buttons. Often, when life feels overwhelming, it's not the external factors that truly get under our skin, it's the stress we're carrying inside. Have you ever noticed how a small frustration can feel 10 times bigger when you're already stretched thin? That's why today, it's so important to gift yourself some quiet downtime, even if it's just for a few minutes. Whether it's a short walk in the fresh air, practicing deep breathing, or simply stepping away from the hustle for a bit, these small acts of self-care will help you move through this emotionally charged phase with more ease. Sometimes, a little space is all we need to see things from a calmer, clearer perspective. Now, let's shift the focus to your energy, because today, you're feeling more than capable, you're feeling driven. There's this powerful urge bubbling up within you to set meaningful things into motion. Whether it's starting a new project, diving into a passion, or making headway on a goal, your motivation is in high gear. But here's a little reminder, as you ride this wave of enthusiasm, be mindful of how much you're asking from others in the process. Have you ever been so wrapped up in your excitement that you didn't notice the impact your requests were having on those around you? It happens to all of us, especially when we're super passionate about something. Today's cosmic vibe offers a gentle nudge to find balance between pursuing your ambitions and considering the needs of those who are walking alongside you. By being more aware of how others are feeling and respecting their boundaries, you'll create an atmosphere of mutual support. And here's the key: the more you make others feel included, valued, and respected, the more they'll be willing to jump on board with your vision. Think about it, have you ever been more motivated to help someone when you felt seen and appreciated? By fostering that same energy, you'll not only strengthen your relationships but also help bring your plans to life in a much more harmonious way. Of course, with all this communicative and driven energy, you might find that things aren't progressing quite as quickly as you'd hoped. Maybe there are a few roadblocks, or it feels like you're not moving as fast toward your goals as you'd like. But don't be discouraged. We all have those days when it feels like the universe is hitting the pause button, but that doesn't mean you're off track. Sometimes, these slowdowns are actually opportunities and disquisio euro moments that invite us to recalibrate, rethink, and refine our approach. Have you ever set your sights on a goal, only to realize halfway there that you needed to adjust your course slightly? That's exactly what today's energy is asking you to do. Take a step back and reassess where you're headed. Instead of pushing forward recklessly or forcing things to happen, use this time to make sure your path is aligned with your long-term vision. Trust that slowing down doesn't mean falling behind. It's a way to ensure you're moving forward with intention, not just momentum. After all, true progress comes from steady, thoughtful steps, not rushed leaps. So, as you navigate today's energy, remember to breathe through the intense emotions, embrace the clarity when it comes, and approach your goals with balance and patience. And don't forget to share your thoughts with me. How are you feeling today? Are you noticing any strong emotions rising to the surface? What moments of clarity have come your way recently? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other as we navigate these powerful cosmic shifts.